Welcome to the Partnernomics Partnering Foundations course. Our mission is to make strategic partnering become a core competency for every client. Join the exciting conversations in our collaboration platform after this topical video.
Welcome back to the Partnering Foundations course. As the title of this initial course states, the key outcome of this course is to set a sound foundation from which you can build your partnership programs as well as your career. This foundation requires us to set a common language and set of definitions. If one thing is certain within the partnerships profession, it is the lack of a universal dictionary of terms. With that said, we will spend time throughout this course defining key terms and concepts that are used in the partnering profession, and also call out terms that frequently have multiple meanings. The focus of this topical video is to introduce the two overarching categories of partnerships, which are Indirect Sales Partnerships and Solutions Partnerships. Later in this course, we will define the specific partnership types that link to each of these overarching categories. By defining these methodologies up front, we will be able to make references to them as new concepts and tools are introduced throughout this course and preceding courses. Now let's get started. At its most basic and generalized level, the tactical day-to-day work that partnering professionals lead is focused in one of two areas: selling or building. Indirect sales partnerships are centered on building relationships that have an immediate goal of increasing sales or otherwise reducing friction in the sales, implementation, and retention processes. Solutions partnerships, on the other hand, are initially focused on creating new products, services, or capabilities that will be monetized in a later phase, usually leveraging indirect sales partnerships. Both of these partnering processes follow a 6-phase methodology. Although the phases and tools for both categories of partnerships are nearly identical, the manner in which they are used is vastly different. In indirect sales partnerships, the vendor is the subject matter expert on their product or solution. Therefore, the partner is highly dependent on the vendor's knowledge, training, systems, and partner support processes. To the contrary, solutions partnerships are typically organized where each partner has expert knowledge of their proprietary solution. This domain expertise is shared or granted between the parties in a strategic collaboration. I will use the remainder of this video to provide a high-level overview of both of these methodologies. Please know that each of these methodologies are covered in a standalone course, which we will invite you to explore at the conclusion of this Partnering Foundations course. Learners are encouraged to select the appropriate track based upon the types of partnerships they manage on a day-to-day basis. Indirect Sales Partnerships. The majority of B2B partnerships formed today are focused on helping companies achieve initial and recurring sales of their solutions. Examples of indirect sales partnerships include referral, affiliate affinity, channel, co-selling, and marketplaces, just to name a few. Companies that participate in indirect sales partnerships fulfill one of two roles. The vendor is the company that has a solution to sell, and they have a partnering program for which others may participate. The partner is the company or person that is assisting the vendor in achieving its goals. In nearly every case, the primary focus of these relationships is based on reducing or eliminating friction in the prospecting, sales, implementation, and/or retention stages of the customer lifecycle. The Indirect Sales Partnership Framework consists of a 6-phase methodology. Phase 1 is strategy. The strategy subcomponents are Organizational Partnering Plan, OPP, and Strategic Partnering Plan, SPP. Phase 2 is recruiting. The recruiting subcomponents are partner personas, partner profile forms, targeting activities, communications, and evaluation. Phase 3 is contracting. The contracting subcomponents are non-disclosure agreement, term sheet, negotiation preparation, and partnership agreements. Phase 4 is onboarding. The onboarding subcomponents are role-based partner pairing, first 90 days plan, system setup, resource center, and tech integrations. Phase 5 is enablement. The enablement subcomponents are first 90 days plan, PRM training, partner training, and account mapping. Phase 6 is operations. The operations subcomponents are 90 days plan, business reviews, scoreboards, feedback, and partner retention. Solutions partnerships. Now let's shift gears and provide a comparison contrast to describe the phases and subcomponents of the solutions partnering methodology. For most organizations, solutions partnerships account for a minority but growing number of B2B partnerships being formed today. Where indirect sales partnerships are primarily focused on collaborations to achieve initial and recurring revenues, solutions partnerships are primarily focused on creating new products and capabilities that will later be monetized as a Stage 2 outcome. Examples of solutions partnerships include research and development, technology integrations, tech platforms, and systems integrator collaborations. Unlike indirect sales partnerships where one organization is the obvious vendor or owner of the product or service, in solutions partnerships, each organization owns proprietary technology, systems, or other capabilities that are combined to co-create a high-value solution. Step 1 in any solutions partnership is to create the new product or capability. Then step 2 comes the monetization part, which commonly leverages one or all organizations' partnering capabilities to sell the solution. The Solutions Partnership Framework also consists of a 6-phase methodology. You will notice the phases and subcomponents are nearly identical to the Indirect Sales Partnerships methodology, but the approach to execute specific areas can differ greatly. Let me explain. In Phase 1, Strategy, both methodologies instruct the partnering professional to create an organizational partnering plan to identify the highest level of requirements for the company's partnering function, and subsequent strategic partnering plans to define the tactical work that must be executed at the deepest level of segmentation. For example, your organization may have an affiliate, referral, SI, tech integration, and reseller program. As part of Phase 1, Strategy, you could segment your referral program by managed and non-managed, financial services, and banks versus financial advisors. Creating strategic partnering plans to this level of specificity will clarify your organization's intent, requirements, and goals for each unique partnering initiative. Is your partnering program suffering from a lack of executive support, awareness, or organizational alignment? If yes, you are not alone, and you should do a deep dive into Phase 1 and implement these practices. In Phase 2, Recruiting, both methodologies leverage the same 6 subcomponents, but their approach is vastly different. For example, most indirect sales partnership programs mimic the traditional sales numbers game. That is, the partnering professional knows the majority of her partnerships will not deliver value, so she casts a large net in an attempt to capture as many partners as possible, knowing that few will be productive players. The cost of having unproductive indirect sales partners is relatively low as compared to solutions partnerships. Therefore, transactional partnerships put less due diligence and scrutiny into evaluating and contracting those partners. Solutions partnerships, however, tend to be high-stakes relationships, often consisting of single-source relationships. For example, in the Partnernomics Solutions Partnering course, learners are introduced to a simulation case where Wild Child Brewing is seeking a partner to provide food delivery services, such as Uber Eats, to its new tapped-out mobile app. In this scenario, if the food delivery service partner fails, the entire co-innovation initiative fails. Therefore, Wild Child Brewing must perform intense due diligence on its food delivery solutions partner as compared to companies recruited to join its referral partnership program. In Phase 3, Contracting, Both methodologies leverage the same 4 subcomponents, but again, the approach in each methodology is vastly different. For example, mature indirect sales partnership programs tend to be well defined. This allows vendors to create standard agreements that organizations execute via click-through contracts from the vendor's website. Because the contracts use standardized terms, no terms are negotiable. It is a take-it-or-leave-it scenario. To the contrary, most solutions partnerships utilize custom agreements because each organization wants to take full advantage of the unique assets and capabilities possessed by their partners. For this reason, we highly encourage solutions partnering professionals to learn and hone skills in negotiation. To this end, we invite you to check out our Partnernomics Strategic Negotiations course. You can access the first week of this course for free. Phase 4, Onboarding. These activities are administrative in nature, and they simply ensure all parties have the appropriate connections, information, and systems access to perform their obligations. The tasks of onboarding are identical for both partnering methodologies. Phase 5, Co-Innovation, is the only phase of the 2 partnering process methodologies that has a different title. Recall, Phase 5 in the Indirect Sales Partnership methodology is enablement, because the partner is totally dependent on the vendor to educate, equip, and lead each partner to success. In solutions partnerships, each company is mutually engaged in a joint innovation initiative where each party is an expert on their piece of the solution. Where indirect sales partnerships follow a structured prospecting, selling, implementation, and retention motion, solutions partnerships are largely unscripted collaborations focused on co-innovating solutions that maximize each partner's unique assets. As a result, solutions partnerships closely resemble product development initiatives that leverage statements of work, project plans, RACI matrices, and customer trials. And finally, Phase 6, Operations. The operations subcomponents for each partnering process methodology are the same. However, the metrics, reports, and goals included in each are vastly different. The operations phase is all about getting the results that you intended from each partnership. Obviously, indirect sales partnerships are predominantly focused on metrics that address co-marketing, prospecting, lead generation, opportunities, and sales revenues. But solutions partnerships, however, tend to measure success through co-development initiatives, project plans, launch plans, customer feedback, and achieving project budget and timeline goals. This brings us to the end of this topic. In this video, I introduced 2 overarching categories of partnerships: indirect sales partnerships and solutions partnerships. If seeing each of these 6-phase methodologies and subcomponents has you wanting to see more, we've got you covered. I will continue to unpack the core Partnernomics tools, processes, and success practices throughout this course so you can begin your journey of implementing the science of partnering. By defining these methodologies up front, we will be able to make references to them as new topics and concepts are introduced throughout this course and preceding courses. Also know, as a member of Partnernomics, you have free access to the first week of every course we offer, so take full advantage of this opportunity to learn more. I hope you've enjoyed the content from this topic. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.
Thank you for participating in the Partnernomics Partnering Foundations course. Click the link below to join the exciting conversations happening in our collaboration platform.